Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Living in Lexington. It's Sunday. We are doing our weekly market updates. And if you follow me, you know I have not done one in a bit. And I apologize for that. It has been really busy the last couple of weeks, which is great. Got a couple of YouTube clients that are down here. We're trying to, lock them home here in the area. And it's just been super busy. And so I've been trying to keep up. I know I usually did the market updates on Fridays. I might have to push to Sunday. I think Sunday is my lighter day to do this because it does take a minute to gather all the information, all the data that's been going on. So that way I can make sure I share it with everybody. And so I think we might have to do Sundays, and lacrosse has started, and I'm officiating this year. I'm not coaching this year. And that's a lot of fun for me. I was actually officiating a game on Friday. It ended up being a really close game, which was a lot of fun. And I think I got 3 or 4 games coming up this week, which is exciting, and I'm ready for lacrosse to get back in. And it's an excuse for me to kind of run around and hopefully keep kind of shedding a little bit of this weight. So news updates real quick. We do have a listing right now in Nicholasville. The Deuce Kirk team does, and if you are interested in learning more about that, please reach out to me. If you're trying to look in the Nicholasville area, it is a really, really cute home. Like I said, we'll give you some more information on it. And we do have a listing in Berea and for sales coming up as well. We'll give you more information when those do hit the market. So let's go ahead and jump right into this. I know it's Sunday. We'll get into this. So this is, again, home closed for this past week of March. There was 48 homes in Lexington, 168 total. So, I mean, if you do the math, if we're averaging 48 a week, we're going to be easily hitting 200. So again, it's springtime, it's March. This is when things start to move. This is when the market starts to pick up here, especially in the Lexington area, including all the other areas. So Georgetown, there was 50 in February. We got 13 this past week. A little bit on pace for February. For sales, 4 this past week, 16 total in February. So that's actually right on pace to do 20 or 4, I should say 16 again this week or this month for sales. For sales has been real slow, real slow for months. Clark County, which is Winchester, 16 in February, 6 this past week. So yeah, we will break those numbers for March here in the Winchester, Kentucky area, without a doubt. Paris, probably not. I mean, they had 11 total in February week. These are homes that were closed, like officially closed, not necessarily gone under contract. We'll look at those numbers here shortly. These are just closings. These are homes that are officially off the market, done, sold. Nicholasville, he had 9. February had 16. So yeah, Nicholasville, Jessamine County, you're definitely going to break those numbers in March. Richmond, 23, 74 total. Yeah, I mean, you're on pace to do 100 in Richmond. And once you kind of see the active homes that go under contract, you'll see that as well. Frankfurt's a little slower. I mean, only had 350 in total in February, so it's a little slower now. We closed our property recently. Homes under contract. So these are homes that are on the market, were on the market, and have just been under contract. Someone put an offer in and they accepted. So in February, you had 150 total. This week alone, you had 77. So again, you're going to see it. It's going to pick up. Buyers are going to start to move a little faster, are going to want to make that purchase a little quicker. So again, if you're a buyer, you got to be ready. If you're trying to purchase something in the area, Georgetown for sales, Lexington, shoot me a message. My information's in the description box. Shoot me an email, shoot me a text. We got to get yourself pre-qualified. We got to have all that financing stuff ready to go because the good ones, the good homes that don't need a lot of work are priced right. They don't last on the market very long. They're gone in 48 hours. So we've got to be ready to go, especially in the Lexington area. As you can see, it has picked up dramatically in just 1 week. So Georgetown, you had 26, 45. These are homes that are going under contract. I mean, we're going to have a bunch of closings in April. Title companies are going to be very, very busy in the month of April. For sales, you had 8 this week total in February, 13. So yeah, again, for sales, usually is the slower market, but even then you can see the difference from 1 month to another month. So Winchester, you had 10. Last month, you had almost 20. So, I mean, you're doubling that almost in 1 week. So, hopefully, you guys, if you're thinking about buying or you're thinking about selling, you're definitely going to see that as a seller as well, that the buyers are out. They're going to be ready to go. There's going to be a little bit more competition. So, you're going to be able to sell that home for probably a nicer price. Nicholasville, kind of on pace. Probably you're going to break that for sure by the end of the month. We'll see once we get to the end of the month where the numbers are. Richmond, homes under contract. Yeah, easily going to break that. I mean, they'll have 100 homes go under contract this month for sure. Frankfort, again, kind of on pace, going to be real close with those numbers. So Frankfort's a little slower. Nicholasville's a little slower. So if you're looking in those areas, I mean, we got a house in Nicholasville, as you can see. So these are new homes. These are homes that just hit the market this past week. You have 57 that actually hit the market in 1 week, which is great. You have 218 total, so almost half the market has come onto has hit the market this week. So think about that, ladies and gentlemen. The 218 number is actually pretty consistent in the long run. So if we're selling half the market and bringing in half the market, that's where the illusion of there's not a lot of inventory. I mean, we're replacing the homes that we sell, so it doesn't seem like we have a lot of inventory. It's kind of like an illusion almost in that retrospect. And let's see what Georgetown does. So Georgetown, you got almost 250 average days on the market, 168. So they're sitting in Georgetown, but 24. It's not that same kind of consistent sell replacement. With homes under contract in Georgetown, you had 26. So 26 went under contract, 24 replaces. So again, it's kind of replacing. As soon as a home go under contract, another one hits the market. So I like to tell my clients that I'm working with, this is a marathon followed by a short sprint. So we're going to be looking at that market for a while, maybe 2 or 3 weeks, maybe a month. If we're connect early, then we'll be watching the market for much longer than that. But once that right home comes up, you're going to have to be ready to jump on it. For sales, so you only have about 26 total. 2 hit the market this week. Let me go back up. 8 went under contract. So not the same fast, consistent replacement that some of these other areas have. So just kind of be aware of that with for sales. If for sales is kind of the area that you're looking at, you definitely got to have you got to have all your horses in a row on that one, because you got to be ready to go. The right house that pops up in for sales is going to be gone very, very quickly. Winchester, 42 to active, averaging close to 4 months almost on the market. It's not terrible. Homes that went under contract in Winchester was 10. So again, 8. Winchester's replacing, and that's been pretty consistent for a lot of these areas, except for like for sales and Paris. Paris, they are a little bit slower, as you can see. There's only 28 homes on the market, and 2, hit the market this week. So just if you're thinking about listing in Paris, we got to get ready, and we got to make sure that your house is good to go. So it's not one of those homes that's just sitting. Nicholasville, there's 8 homes on the market currently, 75 total. Homes that went under contract in Nicholasville, 9. So they're replacing. It's really cool to see how from city to city to city, these suburbs, these towns, yes, homes go under contract, but new homes come up. So again, it's an illusion of a small inventory market. The homes are still popping up. I mean, Lexington was real simple. They're averaging 218 active listings every single month. Each week they go under contract. Each week more come up. So don't hang your head if you get into this 2-week rut where you don't feel like the one is coming up. It will come up. It will pop up. You again just have to have all your ducks in a row. Be ready financially, because you're going to have to jump on those homes when they hit the market. So Richmond, 29, 185 total. Homes that went under contract, 26. There's not as many homes. There's I think what a lot of people are looking for. They want more homes to come on the market than leave the market, um, which is just not the case. At least they are almost actively replacing themselves. That's huge. That's a key here in this market. If you're a buyer, there there's more that are coming. They may be gone, but more will come. And Frankfurt 14, 68 total. I'm gonna peek up here on my list. Frankfurt was a jump. So homes that went under contract were 9. They had 14. So Frankfurt actually almost doubled their numbers and were easily replaced the numbers that they lost. So let's look at days on the market. Lexington's average about 30 days. So they're now up to a month. 4 or 5 months ago, I want to say we were averaging between 14 and 21 days. So it's starting to get up there. February was actually overall 37. So there was a little bit of a drop actually, and that I think that's kind of showcasing the market shift. Georgetown, we're averaging 33 days in February, 61. So huge difference. For sales, very consistent. 36, 34 last month. So very, very, very consistent. Same thing with Winchester, Clark County, about 2 months. Paris, Paris was a jump. Good job, Paris. Paris's market's moving a little bit quicker. Paris doesn't have a lot of homes out there though, so these numbers could be a little skewed if I'm being honest with you. Nicholasville though is very consistent. February was 47 days. Nicholasville's 42 days, or this month I should say is 42 days. Richmond, Richmond's slowing down, which is kind of crazy. Richmond, ladies and gentlemen, if you're looking for new construction, we got to take you to Richmond. There are so many new construction homes being developed in Richmond, and I would love to tell you a lot of reasons of why that's going on. I expect Richmond, Kentucky to boom in the next like 5 to 10 years. 100% believe that. I really believe Richmond population is going to grow and businesses are going to come in. Huge corporations are going to come in. I know of a couple of different major car groups like Hyundai and Ford are looking to move in. So again, for the resale purpose down the road, if you're looking for that first home and you want to cash in 5 years, you really need to consider Richmond, Kentucky. And Frankfurt, you got 39 days, 34 in February. So there you go. Let's keep it on moving, getting close. Average sale price, relatively consistent. Lexington numbers are probably going to be a little bit more consistent just because there's more homes, to be honest. Georgetown, a little bit of a jump. And this is overall from month to month. For sales, that's not too surprising. Home prices are going up. Lexington, for some reason, was the only one so far that went down. February to March. Paris was again. Paris numbers are always going to be a little skewed because every now and then Paris will sell like a $700,000 farm, which will just completely throw all the numbers out of the window. Nicholasville, again, they had a little bit of a drop for the average homes, the average price of the homes that were sold. Richmond's pretty consistent. Richmond and Lexington are very consistent in those numbers. Frankfurt, a little bit of a jump. So last statistics that we're going to talk about, ladies and gentlemen, the home to list ratio. So sold to list ratio, remember, if you've never seen these videos before, don't know what's going on with that. What do you list it for? What do you sell it for? So if you listed it for $300,000, you sold it for $295,000, you sold it for 98%. Okay. And Lexington's been very consistent. So again, if you're a buyer, list price doesn't mean that's the base and you're working your way up. Now, again, if the home comes out and it's getting seen left and right, I mean, that sucker's going to be sold in a weekend. I mean, it is. But if you're a seller, I wouldn't just bank on you getting the best offers right out of the gate. You might have to wait a second. At the same time, it's a gamble. If you only get one offer, and even though your house is being seen, only one offer comes in, you really don't want to just say, nah, we're going to go over here. We're just going to wait for something better. Always try to negotiate to get closer to what you want. Okay. Like always try to think about negotiating unless they completely lowball. You say your house is 260,000 and they come in at 225 and it's only been on the market for 2 days, but the house is being seen left and right. That's going to be tough to negotiate them up. I mean, they're coming in well below what you want. And so just talk to your agent about that. And if you work with us, we'll be able to help coach you through what's going on and give you the best odds of that next offer. So Georgetown's been pretty consistent, 97, 98%, 99%. For sales, yeah, for sales, you're going to get a deal. You will. Same thing with Paris. You're not gonna pay full price. For some reason, Paris is 100% though, but again, there's not that many homes on the market, so the good ones are probably gonna sell at full price. I meant this past statistic. This was Winchester is what I meant. When there's a lot of inventory, there's a lot of negotiation. When there's minimal inventory, there's minimal negotiations if you have to live in that area. There you go, Richmond, Frankfurt, awesome. Okay. So those are the statistics for this past month and then this market this past week. You know, answer the big questions that I always get. Is it time to sell? It's always a good time to sell. If you have a strategy and you know what you're going to do, then it's always a great time to sell. I will say there is a positive to putting your house on the market when there's not a lot of inventory, because if you're the one of the only few homes that's out there, like in Paris, you're going to get 100% what you're asking for. Maybe not so much in Lexington. So it when it comes to competition, there's inventory in your neighborhood. Say there's 3 homes in your neighborhood that are for sale. You're going to have to compete with those buyers. Now that goes into how clean is your home? Is there anything broken? Uh, does the mulch look good? Are the trees trimmed? Are the bushes trimmed? Is the grass mowed? Is there trash in the side of your house? Like those things add up, and we have 74 things that we have a list of 74 tips and tricks that we always give to our sellers of things that they can do to help make their home more marketable and more, I guess, sellable, if that makes sense. We'll do what we can on our end with the financing, the marketing, um, getting your home out there. But once the people get to your home, it's kind of on you at that point as the seller to make sure that you got candles lit. There's no urine smell from dogs or cats. Those things will off-put buyers instantly. You could have a great house in a great neighborhood, but things like that will push people away. Like buyers just don't want a project unless they know it's a fixer upper. They really don't want a project. They don't want to think about a project. They don't want to think about, because if there's stuff on the outside that they can see, what's on the inside that they can't see? Does that make sense? So, is it the time to sell? It's always a good time to sell. Is it the time to buy? Interest rates are going up. Talk to my lender, they're going up. So right now, I think we're at 7%. He says it's at least going to be 7.25 in the next month. This guy's pretty smart. He's been around the block for about 25 years. So if you are a buyer and you're watching this, or if you are watching this and you know a friend that's trying to buy, um, if they're not pre-qualified and they have an interest rate locked with the lender, that's going to jump. So I've got a buyer that I'm working with right now. They got 6.3, which seems like a killer deal now, because I mean it's 7% for everybody else if you are just now starting to get pre-qualified. So if you're trying to save that extra 0.75% or almost a percent at this point, like if it jumps to 7.25, I mean, dang, my current clients are saving a percent of interest rate right now. There's always ways you can buy down interest rates. You can buy down in points and things like that. So always be ready to talk to your lender about how can I get my interest rate down. If that's one of your biggest concerns. I always like to say this: if you're renting right now, ladies and gentlemen, you are paying 100% interest on a mortgage that's not yours. Just always remember that. You're paying a mortgage whether you believe it or not. It's either your mortgage or it's the landlord's mortgage. So I want to get you out of renting. I want to make sure that you're investing into yourself. And that's why owning real estate is so important. You are investing into your future. You're building equity into your future. Even if the home that we get you isn't the dream home that you really, really want, we're actually setting you up to get you into that dream home. Okay. Because renting, you're literally throwing money away. Okay. You're paying for a roof over your head. You're not really paying for the future roof that you want over your head. So, is it the time to buy? 100%. If you are thinking about it here in the next couple months, we got to get you locked in on an interest rate because it's going to jump again, and it may go down if the market kicks up again. It looks like it's kicking up right now, but my lender, again, that I work with, he's just saying with everything that's going on right now politically and things outside of our control, to counterbalance again with inflation, everything like that, they're talking about having to jump up another couple percentage points, if that makes sense. So he says, don't be surprised if we're looking at 8% in the next couple months, and that blew me away when he said that. So, um, again, each lender's different. Each lender has their own viewpoints. That's for sure. That's definitely their professional side. That I'm not. I don't consider myself the professional in that. I take their word for it. But things that he's told me that I'm witnessing, it makes sense that that's going to happen. So, is it the time to buy? If anything, it's the time to get your interest rate locked in with a lender. If you need help with that, shoot me a text, shoot me an email. I got a killer lender who will make sure you get qualified and we get you the interest rate locked in. And interest rates are usually good for about 3 months. So even if you're not trying to buy right now, if your goal is really to buy in May, okay, we're going to lock you in at hopefully something under 7%, because by April, it might be 8%. So that's a percentage and a half, which that's just thousands and thousands of dollars difference when it comes to buying that home. Now, always remember, if you know, you can always refinance a home if the interest rates ever come back down. Okay, like you can always do that. That's always an option. One thing you can't refinance is a purchase price. So always remember, with those people who were buying in 2020 and 2021, $50,000 over asking price or the listing price, they can't refinance that. Yeah, they got a great deal. They probably got 3% or 2.5%, but they can't refinance the purchase price. Just remember that. I think that's going to be all for today, ladies and gentlemen. I know I've kind of talked. I can get rambling if I don't catch myself. And it's about 20 minutes into this. So I don't see any chats or anything, questions on Facebook as well, or here on YouTube. So that's great. So we'll call that an evening for today. I'm going to try to make sure I get back into this on Sundays. I think Sundays are going to be good days for me to get back on here. And I know I got clients that will text me, even though they're not communicating me directly through here. They'll shoot me an email, they'll shoot me a text and say thanks for the update and let me know what else is going on in the area. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. We got some fun videos coming out here in the near future. I am going to do a video about Lex Live, which is a super cool downtown entertainment facility that's right across the street from Rupp Arena. It's got a movie theater, bowling alley, a huge bar, tons of TVs. I was going to go this past weekend for SEC tournament, but Kentucky ended up losing on Friday, and so I didn't decide not to go. But I will try to make it out for at least their first round game and show you guys what Lex Live is. It's very, very, very cool. It's gonna be part of my things to do series for sure. And we got some more neighborhoods coming up. We got Greenbrier coming up here this week on our top neighborhoods here in Lexington. It is one of the best neighborhoods in the area. And I think I got a Bernacco's taco video from Paris. We're gonna have that coming up. Best pizza in Winchester. We got all kinds of fun things coming still, and I'm excited about it. And I think that's it for now. And so I guess I'll see you next week. Always remember, if you need help with anything, if you want to set up buyers or sellers consultation, shoot me an email, shoot me a text, and we'll get that set up for you. You'll have a great day.